Hey everybody, so decided to kind of lather up in order to cut down on some time. I'm pretty much lathered up, I'm just finishing up right here. So soap I'm using today, gonna be going with, Signature from the club, one of my favorites. So I'm not really here to talk about the soap today. Gonna be talking about the razor, which I will show in a second. The brush I'm using is a custom from TurnNShave. So I got this one made to match the scales on the razor, but kind of covered with lather, so you can't see it very well. But Milton did an amazing job matching the scales on my razor. It's got a 26 or 28 millimeter Shave Mac 2-band silver tip bulb in it. This thing has awesome face feel, nice amount of backbone. It's set at 55, but the density and the just I guess the springiness of the hairs is so nice that this is actually a perfect loft for it. So I normally like my brushes set to 50, but this thing is just really excellent. Milton has also started doing spiral flutes, as you can see on the bottom right there. So this is just a really awesome brush. And let me show the razor, which is what I am here to talk about today. And that is going to be this baby right here. This thing is awesome. So this is a Wade & Butcher. I don't know if it'll come out on the camera too well, but this is the celebrated and hollow ground for barbers use right there. So this is a celebrated for barbers use Wade & Butcher. Got these gorgeous green abalone scales from Mr. Max Spreca. So there you go, you can kind of see the match right there. I mean, as far as resin goes, that's probably the closest you can get to matching abalone. So let me just straighten out my sideburns right here. That looks pretty good. And then I'm gonna start on my left side. So this razor has a Nakayama edge that I did myself, and it is very nice. Really like this edge a lot. I'm finally starting to get that Nakayama stone figured out with the Tomo that I have. So basically adjusting the amount of slurry that I have. And figuring out amount of strokes, what I'm looking for on the stone. So the edges that I'm getting are not necessarily as sharp as I'd like them to be per se. I do like really sharp stuff. Thank Max for that one. But the edge is still like sharp enough, I'd say, for me, and very smooth though. So very happy with the edge that I'm getting. It's really nice. It's been fun kind of figuring out how to use that stone. I also did do a one stone hone with it. So that means going from a bevel set on I use a Shapton, it's called the Shapton Pro, but I think that's the Japanese version. I think in the States it's called Shapton Ceramic Kuromaku, and I use that stone for my bevel. And then I went with a slurry directly from the stone itself, made it pretty thick. I'm gonna add a little bit of water here. And I made that pretty thick, and then diluted it from there. And then for the finish, I used my Tomo, which is a smaller slurry stone. Made kind of a milky slurry from that, and then slowly diluted it into a water stroke. So I'm getting some really nice edges right now. And the reason I had to go down to the bevel was I was helping one of my buddies with a razor that he had accidentally dropped. You know, accidents happen from time to time. So he accidentally dropped it. The edge wasn't chipped or anything, it was bent. And it was bent pretty bad, you know, it was kind of more of a visible bend. So, yeah, I just took it on the Atoma 1200. Got the bent part out, and then reset the bevel on the Kuromaku 1K. And then from there, whew, that's awesome. I just did what I talked about. But sorry, enough about that. Been talking about my stone a little too much. I'm just kind of excited. I'm finally kind of getting it down. But yeah, the razor. So the razor, this thing is amazing. Let me show you guys the grind. So it's hollow ground. And what I think Wade & Butcher meant by that is instead of being a traditional wedge where it's just like really thick and then just has a very slight taper, this one starts off very thick but tapers in a little bit more. So it still is like a wedge to near wedge grind, but you get a little bit more of that kind of in between. Like this is kind of how Max grinds his razors. So it kind of works for both people who like the heavy grinds because you have the nice weight. There's not a lot of blade flexing going on, but at the edge it does have a little bit of flex. So for people who like the more hollow grinds, it works for them too. So it's a very, very nice razor. I have been in possession of it for a little bit. The way I acquired this is in a trade with Mr. Armando Leone from Castle Shaves. If you guys don't sub to him, awesome guy. He makes some great videos. He's got some nice gear. he really likes his vintage Wade & Butchers, and I understand why. But yeah, I traded one of my Osiris's for that. And I've wanted a Wade & Butcher, like a big 8/8 Wade & Butcher, ever since I got into straight razor shaving. I just thought they were super cool. They're kind of one of the you know, sought after vintages. Like, to me, what everybody kind of looks for is big Wade & Butchers and kind of like the NOS Philharmonicas. Everybody loves the Phillies, and most of the time the new old stock Japanese razors. Those all go for a pretty penny. So I'm happy I could get this one. And you know, I don't see a lot of celebrated 4Barbers Use razors out there. I normally either see the celebrated or 4Barbers Use, but I don't see it together a lot. Then again, I don't really look too much. So that might be why, but either way, I am very happy with this razor. So Sheffield steel is typically a softer steel, so takes an edge a little bit easier, but because of that, the edge kind of wears quicker, which I'm perfectly okay with, and if anything, pretty happy about that, because then I can hone more. So nice trade. I'm gonna do 10 laps on leather, and this is so right here it's kind of out of view, but this is my Kanayama 30,000. So on this side right here, so normally you got fabric, some kind of linen, poly webbing, cotton, something along those lines. This one has suede. So this is suede right here, and then this is, Doug Bear corrected me on this one, hopefully I remember to pronounce it correctly. This is shell cordovan leather, so it's horsehide. And I've asked around a little bit because I do really like the strop, but aside from like some subjective things, because I've only had it for such a short time, I am very happy with it. But I was curious as to what the biggest difference was, so I have asked a couple people who have much more straight razor and honing experience than me, and the results were interesting. So basically what I found out is no one quite exactly understands what stropping does. But everybody knows, or it's come to the conclusion that whatever it does, cordovan does it the best. So that is feeling really good. But yeah. I mean, you know, the edge gets realigned, stuff like that, but no one, I think, quite understands how that happens, I guess. You know, I'm not super into the science and nuances and stuff like that. I just like to shave. And typically, just with most things I do, I like to try and get the most quality gear that I can. And I have just always heard that Kanayamas are amazing. And what's really cool is they're handmade by this just 90-year-old, actually I'm gonna go. '90-year-old Japanese dude. So, you know, he's getting up there. Don't know how much longer, you know, the shops are gonna be made. So, if you're at all interested in a Kanayama, I'd suggest getting one. Because to me, it is a very, very worthy investment. It was, I mean, it is a just awesome strap. Not saying anything bad about my previous strap, but I mean, I just haven't wanted to pick it up ever since I got the Kanayama. So yeah, it's just an awesome strap. This was a great shave, completely DBS. Very happy with the edges that I'm getting off of my Nakayama. Kind of a little anagram almost, but anyway, going with the matching splash, of course. I have found a way to get like just the exact right amount I want every single time. I just pour it, don't need to do any tricks, just nice and careful. So, oh, this stuff smells so good. Signature and the cock soap are easily my favorite soaps. So yeah, that was fantastic. I kept the time sort of down. I think I rambled a little too much, but yeah, so anyway, let me just get this brush a little bit cleaned up just so you can see the shape on it. So here's the brush right here. So it's got this nice ridge at the top, nice to grab right there. You can grab it from here. It's a very nice, nice shape. A lot of different ways you can grab it, you know. So just an awesome brush to match that awesome razor. So this is Turn by Milton, TurnNShave. Nice little angled flute shape right there. 20, I need to double check. I think it's either a 26 or 28 millimeter Shave Mac 2 bend silver tip bulb. So that is an awesome brush, like I said. Nice amount of backbone, even though it's set at a 55 loft. I think it's due to the bulb shape. Went with the Wade & Butcher 8/8 near wedge with that hollower grind towards the edge. Celebrated for barber's use with these gorgeous green abalone scales done by Mr. Max Strecca. Everybody knows that's my favorite. And then went with Signature from the club, one of my favorites. So awesome shave. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you don't mind my rambling too much, but yeah, I'll try to get another video out sometime this coming week, and I will catch you in the next one. Aside from that, you know, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You know, previous video that I'm not gonna link, but I'm just gonna point to anyway because I don't know how to link it. merch store. I don't know if you saw my logo, but I actually could make merch, but you know. But anyway, back to my little spiel. Check out the merch, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, you know, all the jazz. And that's it. I'll catch you in the next one. It's your boy Kai. I'm out. See ya.